What's good, y'all? How y'all doing out there, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hey, I finally look like a normal human being again, man. I was out here looking like fucking scruffy ass Wolverine with a patchy beard. Oh man, what's good? How y'all doing out there, man? How y'all doing out there? Welcome in. At this point, Asia may trade Bamonte. I bet you lining up for that, huh? I bet you lining right up for that, huh, big dog? What's good? What's good, Book of Eli? What's good, Big Eli? What's good, man? Hey, another day. Another Luka Doncic topic, man. If y'all thought we were going to talk about some more basketball today, you got another thing coming to you. We're going to be talking all about that shit today, man. Welcome in. We're going to get right into it. I'm gonna have another one of them yap sessions, so y'all get settled in, man. Get settled in. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. All right, let's start this bad boy, man. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome in to another episode of the Jayson Estrera Show, where we talk about basketball as accurate as possible. And like I just said, we are going to be talking all about this Luka Doncic trade yet again, because, I mean, why wouldn't I? Like, why wouldn't I? Asia FLR. Oh, you team Asia, huh? I bet, dog. But hey, man, listen. I'm gonna keep it a buck. We're gonna be talking all about this drama that's happening in the NBA with Luka Doncic, the Dallas Mavericks, the Lakers, Anthony Davis. Listen, if y'all think for 1 second, I'm going to just tell y'all this right now. If y'all think for 1 second that I would not sell out if they threw the bag at me and I had to talk about gossipy shit about the NBA, if you think for 1 second I'm not taking the bag, you got another thing coming, buddy. I love a pick and roll as much as the next man. But if I could just talk about some of this shit, yeah, you best believe. But all jokes aside, y'all already know I overanalyze everything. So I watched that press conference, the press conference, the Luka Doncic introductory press conference with the Lakers, probably too many times already by now. And then I went and rewatched the Nico Harrison, Jason Kidd press conference that took place on Sunday. And we're going to talk all about it today. Now, I wanted to start with some of the rumors, right? Because the reason this is such a big deal is because trading Luka just makes no sense, right? It just doesn't make any sense in my opinion, right? This shit making me look hella yellow, dog. Hold up. Let me switch this shit up. There you go. Luka Doncic is a 25-year-old phenom. Now, some of the things that I was reading, and I was in a rabbit hole on Reddit. Like I got in one of those rabbit holes on Reddit, talking about the owners of the Dallas Mavericks, the fact that, you know, maybe they're trying to save money. The rich love to save money, and to me, it doesn't really make sense because Luka is a cash cow, is one of the cash cows in the NBA. He's an international star. And I get that he probably, in terms of his personality, we don't see as much of it as probably we would like to, but on the court, he sells. And so the money thing is a little bit confusing to me. They did deny the reports of the Dallas Mavericks wanting to move to Las Vegas because that was also something that was brought up in a lot of the conversations, because the mother-in-law of the owner of the Dallas Mavericks is a big is in the casino business, and so that was something that was in talks, but the Mavericks have denied that. And also, if you do think about it, right, if you were going to move your team into a new location, you would want a young star, not a 31-year-old star that in 4 or 5 years is going to be 35, 36, right? So a lot of that didn't make sense to me. So let's take a look at what Rob Pelinka had to say with regards to, Luka being a star, essentially, right? Let's take a look at this, man.
Luka Doncic joining forces with the Los Angeles Lakers is a seismic event in NBA history. And the reason I say that is because we have a 25-year-old global superstar that's going to get on the stage of the most popular and influential basketball brand on the globe. And I think when those two powerful forces come together, it brings basketball joy to the world, because that's how Luka plays. He plays with joy. And if you think about kids in Barcelona or kids in Buenos Aires or children in Shanghai or Sydney, they're going to be wearing a number 77 Luka Doncic Lakers jersey and bringing joy to basketball just like he does.
If Bron is Thanos, who is Luka? Who would Luka be? Would he be like Kang? Cause Luka got a deep bag, and Kang got a deep bag, trying to just fuck shit up. Who else could he be? He'd be like a Magneto, maybe. I don't know. He'd have to be somebody super powerful, though. He would have to be somebody super powerful. And so right there we heard Rob Pelinka, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I'm going to be talking a lot about Rob Pelinka today. I got a lot to say. I'm over here psychoanalyzing this man through these press conferences. And just bear with me. Y'all going to see. Since Luka is in LA, who is the real Magic? Obviously they're going to say Magic Johnson, but I promise you Magic wouldn't have been able to guard Luka. Maybe Magneto, decent. Thanos had a lot of rings. Bron is no Thanos. And with that, welcome in Big Bruce Marrow. Welcome in. That's a hell of an entrance. That is a hell of an entrance, man. Your entrances need to be studied, bro. Your entrances need to be studied 1,000%. It's godlike. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's godlike. I love it. That's like the third time you've done that. But yeah, like I said, there's been a lot of rumors, a lot of talks about money. Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison go way back. Right? Their relationship goes all the way back to 2003. He may finish the gauntlet. He is getting close. LeBron definitely has the time stone. No, he definitely do. He definitely do have the time stones 100%. He definitely do. And he might have got another one with Luka. We'll see about that. As I was saying, Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison have had a relationship for a long time. They are what people would call good friends. The reason for this it stems all the way back to 2003, right? When Rob Pelinka was Kobe Bryant's agent, and Kobe was in the middle of his sneaker free agency. And at the time, Nico was working with Nike and had the task of recruiting Kobe Bryant. And as the story goes, Nico Harrison was going to every single Lakers home game and was getting ignored by Kobe Bryant. And I'm not going to lie to you, after seeing as much of Nico Harrison as we've seen in the last couple months, I'm not surprised Kobe was ignoring him. But it was Rob Pelinka who had finally introduced Kobe to Nico, and the rest is what they would say is history. And they have been friends ever since then. And, Rob Pelinka ended up being an agent for a number of other players, and then eventually, as we know, is now the GM of the Lakers. Nico Harrison stayed with Nike up until, I forget what year it was. I think it was like 2019, and then became the general manager for the Dallas Mavericks. Part of it is because of his relationship with the players working at Nike. And so their relationship runs really deep. And to be a person that facilitated Kobe going to Nike, aka Rob Pelinka, essentially giving an assist to Nico Harrison. And I'm sure that was a huge win for Nico Harrison in terms of Nike. It was a slam dunk. And I'm sure he was put on a pedestal because of that. And that's why there are some people who believe that this was Rob Pelinka calling in a favor. And that favor came in the form of Luka Doncic. And that all sounds great. But where I get stuck is, how would you as the general manager convince the owner to approve that trade, sending away your 25-year-old superstar who you can make money off of for the next decade? That's the part for me where I get lost in this, because I can't understand that. Right? The owner signing off on a trade because of your personal dealings. That's something I don't know about that one, but that's one that I saw before. LeBron is kingpin, Nico is clueless. He was robbed and he thought he won. And I'm gonna tell y'all all about what I think about this in just a little bit. So, is this a money thing? We don't know. I think time will only tell, right? If the Dallas Mavericks, for some reason, do end up moving to Vegas, I'm sure this was a part of the decision making. I know their lease at American Airlines Arena is set to end in 2031. I think in July of 2031. And I know Mark Cuban in 2021 had said there's a 50% chance they don't re-sign with American Airlines Arena, meaning that they would either have to build a new arena or relocate to somewhere else completely. So I don't know if this is a much longer play because of the business that's going on with the Dallas Mavericks, but only time will tell. At this point, we can only take everything that they say at face value. Something happened we don't know about, I honestly think we will hear a story months or years later, or we don't. If you look anything up about Miriam Adelson, we might not hear about any of this shit ever. I'm just taking a guess. But yeah, and to Rob Pelinka's point, right? You're pairing someone who was already a massive star in Dallas, and you are now putting him in purple and gold as one of the most famous teams in all of sports, right? The Los Angeles Lakers. So in so many ways, this doesn't make sense. You not only give the most popular franchise an extremely popular player, but also a player that could potentially put them in the hunt to win championships for the next 7 to 10 years. It's mind-blowing to me. It's mind-blowing to me. Ice would go after Luka and TX, so he was sent to Cali. Hey man, we need to interview you, Bruce, because I don't know what's going on in that brain, but I like it. Now, I think that Rob Pelinka is the GOAT for this. This move, the way he managed it and orchestrated it. He is a sleazeball, and I mean that in the most complimentary way possible, because it's in the business that he's in. I was at a loss for words for this man. So let's take a look at more of this press conference, and I'll break it down as I go.
At what point?
Let's take a look at this.
At what point did you, I guess, introduce this trade idea to Jeannie, and what was her initial reaction when you told her about it?
Yeah, so this all started with the coffee in Dallas.
And by the way, if I hear another thing about the coffee in Dallas, I'm going to lose it. But we will get to that coffee in Dallas in just a second.
Where Nico approached us with the concept. And
Nico approached him with the concept. Nico did. Carry on.
Because there was a partnership and a history of traveling the world between Nico and myself working around Kobe Bryant, there was a fabric of trust.
Fabric of trust is hilarious in the world that they are living in. I'm so sorry. It's just funny to me. Here, let me move so we can see Luka's face. But carry on. Let's continue.
Discussions to stay committed to trying to get the deal done in a partnership sense. I think a lot of people talk about negotiations in terms of
this part is so funny to me.
Who won and who lost. I try to approach a negotiation in the sense of how do we build a partnership where we can get to the end.
Yo, this is just a learning thing, right? If you're ever doing a deal with someone and they start talking about this is a partnership that we are going to build so we can get to the end, and you're across the person that's saying that, 10 out of 10 times you're getting scammed. I promise you. I promise you. This guy Rob is good, man. This guy Rob Pelinka is fucking good, man.
Hey,
let's see.
The only way we can even have these discussions
It's the only way.
was if it's between owner and GM.
It's the only
and
way.
There was a commitment to that. And if we broke that commitment by talking to anyone else, this day would never happen.
AKA, if I would have let you speak to anyone else, you would have realized every other team would have given you their entire roster for Luka Doncic. So no shit, that's the only way this was able to happen. Yo, Rob Pelinka is the GOAT. Carry on, Rob.
So I think trust was at the center of all those
trust,
discussions.
I bet.
And I called Jeannie after the coffee in Dallas and brought her in immediately, as I do with everything. Okay, this is coming at me. It's like a game, you know.
So, all right, so he first said in negotiation, there's no winners or losers. And then he says that it's like a game, where in a game, there are winners and losers. Carry on, Rob Pelinka.
Maybe a blitz is coming at Luka. He's not going to be shocked. He's going to stay in the moment, figure out the read, and make the play. And so when the opportunity came to me, that was sort of my mindset, is to, okay, this is coming. This is a concept that came to me. Now, how do I process this mentally to get the deal completed?
Wait. Yo, y'all had to have seen me, bro. Like, my girl yesterday thought I was nuts because I was just laughing at everything because I think this shit is hilarious. I genuinely find Rob Pelinka. I think this is comedy. I think he's peeing on Nico Harrison and telling him it's raining. And Nico's like, oh my fucking God, I think I need an umbrella. He's telling us what happened. Listen, man. Listen, like I said, we don't know what happened between Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks, but Rob Pelinka saw an opening and burst through that motherfucker. So let's hear from Nico Harrison's side, and then I'll give y'all my story, right? My take on this, right? So let's take a listen to this. Dog, this has been some of the funniest shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is actually genuinely hilarious to me, right? So let's take a look at this, and then I'll give y'all my version of what I think actually happened during that coffee meeting. Let's take a look.
How do we make our team better? There's some unique things about his contract that we had to pay attention to. There's other teams that were loading up, that he was going to be able to decide make his own decision at some point of whether he wants to be here or not, whether we want to supermax him or not, or whether he wants to opt out. So I think we had to take all that into consideration and feel like we got out in front of what could have been a tumultuous summer.
Nico, did you have any indication from him or his representation that
These reporters are on his ass too, by the way.
he was going to opt out or not take the extension or anything like that?
No, not at all. Not at all. Nothing verbally that would lead me to believe that.
Why would the Supermax be a difficult decision on your end?
Yeah, you hear the reporter. So why would the Supermax be a decision on your end? They're on his ass.
Oh no, it's not a matter of it being a difficult decision. It's a matter of, once you put that out there, they accept or they don't, and at that point you're on the clock. Trades don't happen at the smallest level without stuff getting out. And Rob and I were able to have, really intense conversations over the course of, 3 or 4 weeks that started out as a coffee that, was more, hey, would you ever, I don't know, would I? Let me think of, and then it built upon that. And, we kept it between us. We had to keep it tight.
So, first of all, Nico, pause. You're just wilding over there. But I think you might be right, Bruce. I think this guy might just not be that bright because here's the thing, right? Kobe Bryant going to Nike, in my mind, and maybe this is just hindsight because it's already happened, right? But in my mind, that was a no-brainer. He was leaving Adidas, the second biggest sneaker company in basketball. Where else was he gonna go? And in terms of elevating his star power, Nike was the only logical reasoning. Nico, I think, had very little to do with that. Let me see. All right, so that was a fucking Tuesday. No, yeah, that was a Tuesday. So let me give y'all what I think happened on this coffee meeting between Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison based on all the information that we have been given by everyone involved, right? And like I said, I know there's a ton of rumors, but if we're to believe everything that they have said so far, right? Meaning there was a issue with Luka and maybe the contract or whatnot, and I'll get into that in just a second. If we're to take everything at face value and the rumors aren't necessarily true, this is my version of that coffee meeting, right? And by the way, too, the game that they're talking about was on January 7, 2025. That was a Tuesday, and they were in Dallas. The Lakers were playing in Dallas, right? And like they've established already, these guys have been friends for a long time. Since 2003, they've been friends, right? So they've had a relationship for a very long time. The reality, though, is their relationship always had everything to do with gaining or losing, right? As Kobe's agent, it was Rob's job to get the most for his client, right? And for Rob's job, it was to try to get the best deal for Nike. And them being GMs now, there is no difference, right? It's not any different. And that's just what I think about their relationship. So we get this coffee on January 7, 2025, or around that, right, in Dallas. Rob Pelinka and Nico Harrison. And I think that this coffee meeting was genuinely a friendly meeting. If it was a business meeting, they would have gone to dinner. And so I think that is very important. If this was a meeting where Nico had every intention of bringing a trade offer to Rob Pelinka, it would have been a dinner. But they had coffee. And when it's friends having coffee and you're in the same industry, I think they were venting to each other. Or I guess in this case, it was Nico venting to Rob. Man, shit fucking sucks over here. Right? Luka's been going through his thing. He's coming in a little overweight. Right? His defense isn't that good. We're having issues with the health staff that he has with him, the team that he has with him. Right? He's not being cooperative. He's 270 pounds. Can you believe that, Rob? Can you believe that Luka Doncic is 270 pounds? And Rob is sitting on the other side of the table like, oh my God, I can't believe he would let his body go. He brought in another team? Nico, what did they say to you, Nico? That's what I'm picturing is going on in the middle of this meeting, right? Rob is like, tell me more. And Nico proceeds to tell him more. They're friends. He's confiding in him. And so Nico goes on and tells all about the issues that they're having. Maybe it was Nico the whole time that had some reservations about giving the Supermax $345 million to a player that cannot and will not stay in shape, and that cusses out the referees. And maybe Nico is noticing that it is impacting his relationship with the refs, but also their team's relationship with the referees, right? And Rob is hearing all of this, and he says, so what do you think you're going to do about it? And Nico's like, I don't know, man. Like, we would have to trade. We would have to sign him, but it's going to be a lot of money. If we had to trade him, it would be so difficult because there would be no value. We probably couldn't get Jokic or Giannis or something like that. And Rob says, yeah, no, that's absolutely true. It would be really difficult to get a trade for him. No, you're right. But I think if you were to get a trade for him, I think it would have to be someone that plays defense and someone that's a big. And Nico says, oh shit, I think you might be onto something. Maybe like an all NBA and maybe an all defensive team kind of guy. And Rob's like, yeah, you know what? Absolutely. That's the only way that you can mitigate a loss like that, right? And try to be in a win now, right? If you were to do this, you have to be in a win now situation. You know what I'm saying, Nico? And Nico's like, shit, I think you're absolutely right. Meanwhile, this whole time, while Rob is trying to lead Nico towards the scenario that Rob would like, his wheels are already turning. He told us in the press conference that when the concept, as he would say, was brought to him, he's thinking of it as a play. He's trying to figure out how to make this happen. And then Nico says, well, what if I trade him for Anthony Davis? And then Rob says, oh my God, that someone is so valuable to our team. He's the defensive anchor. He's our future. We're giving the keys to him after LeBron. He's been an all-NBA player, all-defensive player. Should have gotten a defensive player of the year. Talking up Anthony Davis. He's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know if I can make that trade. I'm sure he hit him with one of those. I'm sure. And then it gets Nico to thinking. And this is why this took a couple weeks. And then I'm sure Rob, and here was the kicker, right? Here was the kicker. Rob goes, but we're friends. I got you. If you need anything, if you need anything at all, just give me a call. I got you. I got you through this, man. I got you through these hard times. You're my guy. Remember we got to Kobe together, right? We made that scenario happen. We did great off of it. I got you. I would never lead you astray, my guy. I would never do that to you. And so Nico left that coffee meeting feeling amazing because one, he got to vent. Two, his friend is supportive of him. And three, Nico thinks he's the one that came up with this Anthony Davis idea that Rob had planted in that coffee date. And fast forward, because they're friends, I got you. I'm not gonna talk that. I'm only speak to Jeannie about it. And that is what I think happened on their coffee meeting. I think that Nico went to Rob as a friend, and Rob saw an opportunity. And he leveraged that relationship that they've had in this trade, talking up Anthony Davis about what they need, about winning now. I'm sure he talked about, well, now you have someone that can compete with a Jokic or an Embiid or a Giannis. And Nico's like, oh shit, you're absolutely right. You could compete with OKC. They got no bigs. You can compete with the Timberwolves. You got all of these guys now. And Nico is mind blown because he thinks he came up with this brilliant idea that really came from Rob. But I wasn't there. So that's just my take. Jason thought about this hard as fuck. Like sat in a room, legs extended, arms crossed with his face, grabbed nose tap with a pencil behind his ear with a desk with only a notepad and a lamp. That ass, it might have been a candle. It might not have even been a lamp. It might have just been a candle. And I was in that room until the candle went out. I'm just trying to, it's just so funny to me how one-sided this trade really is, dog. Like, I cannot believe that Nico Harrison allowed this to. And then you know what's the best part, Elijah? Nico thanked him. He thanked the guy that robbed him. You know how crazy that is? You know how crazy it is to thank the motherfucker that robbed you. I can't even say he robbed you blind. It was in front of your face. You gave it to him. I've never seen this before. Like, genuinely, I have never in my life seen this before. It's the most amazing shit. They need to give Rob Pelinka a statue. I forgot who I saw said that the other day. They need to give this man a statue. Because the manipulation, the ability to read a situation, it's a masterclass. Like, it was a masterclass in being a GM. It really was. It was a masterclass. It was, yeah. The best crooks make you feel like they did you a favor. And then, like, that's the part that's crazy to me, is that Rob Pelinka went in the press conference and talked all about this shit. Like, he dancing on his grave. Like, that's why I found all of this shit so funny. Like, I'm mind blown. I am still mind blown, man. I wanted to take a look at this because they did ask Luka about the weight issues, and I really did appreciate the answer. So let's take a look at this. Let's take a look, and also some more kudos to Rob Pelinka in this too. So let's take a look.
Address the criticism that's followed you on your way out about concerns about conditioning and durability.
It's a motive. I know it's not true. I know, but it's a motive. Like I say, I came here, one of the biggest clubs in history of sports, so it's a big motive for a long run here.
See, like, Luka's like, nah, it's not true. I wasn't overweight. I wasn't out of shape, yada, yada, yada. And here Rob Pelinka come. Look, here Rob Pelinka comes, still being here Rob, look. Look at his posture. He sat up. He's like, I got this, fam. Let me cook.
I'll just add to that one, Mark. I think greatness is an evolution and a process.
Yeah. Yo, I hope y'all can see this man Rob Pelinka the way I see him, because this is, yo. I'm gonna let him cook,
And I think if you're striving for perfection, as we are as an organization or as a player is, you're gonna have challenges to make yourself better until you don't play anymore. Our sports performance department is led by Dr. Leroy Sims. Luka's got trusted sports performance folks that are going to become part of our family. And
remember, those are the same people that, from the reports, they said that the Dallas Mavericks did not like the team that Luka hired. And here Rob Pelinka comes. They're part of our family now. Yo, this guy is good, man. This guy, Rob, is fucking good, man. Let's continue.
Circle.
They're in our circle.
They're working together as we speak about a return to play plan, but we're going to partner with him. And I should mention, too, his amazing team, who's now part of our family, led by Laura Beth and Bill Duffy and the rest of the folks that are here today. When we make decisions around superstar players, and we partner and collaborate with them, and that'll be our process with Laura Beth and Duff.
Yo. These business scammers always want to partner and collaborate. Yo, this guy, Rob, man, like, bravo. This was a masterclass. Luka's over here like, yeah, nah, the weight thing wasn't no problem. To make the Mavericks feel better. No. It's about a process. He is a little overweight, but it's okay. It's a process. We got this. And then goes on to name all of those people that Luka is working with to make them feel a part of the scenario, even if they aren't really going to be a part of the scenario. He's going to do his best to make them feel like they're a part of the decisions. This guy's good, man. This guy's good. A lot of people have been calling NBA players soft. Right? To trade a 25-year-old phenom because you can't get him in the gym more as an organization to me is also really fucking soft. If that's the difference between you guys having the best player and being a championship contender year in and year out, is the fact that you can't get your player to go into the gym more. That's one of the softest things I've ever heard. So to the Dallas Mavericks, y'all got to be better. Because there's no way that's your like, I get that it's a reason, but we've seen how good this guy is. It's not like Zion where we're still trying to visualize what he could look. No. We've seen how good Luka is. And to give up on that, that's why this is such like a weird thing. To give up on that because he's a little overweight. He's not a big. He's not a center where they have foot problems, knee problems, leg it's not that. And so that just makes this whole thing really weird. The part that I did want to touch on is exactly what Rob Pelinka said, because I do think that he said something right there in that last video. He said something extremely valuable. And I think it perfectly applies to this situation. Greatness is an evolution. Greatness takes time. When we talk about the greatest players ever, there is some professional trauma that happens along their way to become who they are, right? If we look at Michael Jordan, right, the as the story goes, right, he didn't make his varsity team in high school, right? When he got to college, he wasn't the guy on campus. Went to the NBA, killed. But then the media at the time was cooking him. He's selfish. He's not a winner. He's not this. He's not that. Until he was able to win. Kobe Bryant was this very similar. Came in the NBA, wasn't playing his first couple years. The infamous air balls. You guys remember that, right? Before he became the Kobe Bryant, right? Professional trauma. Luka's career, honestly, is kind of similar to LeBron's. And what I mean by that is this. LeBron had success through and through. High school, he was the greatest shit ever. And not just in terms of popularity, but they were winning everything as a team. And he was getting individual accolades. Gets to the league, killing right away. Starts killing right away. The chosen one, he's going to be the next guy up, the best player. He was the golden child in 2003. Until all of the criticisms came. Oh, he's not no killer instinct. He's not a finisher. He's not a killer. He can't win. He's soft. He's this. He's that. Goes to Miami and becomes the villain. That was his professional trauma on his path to greatness. When you look at Luka Doncic's professional career, meaning since he was like 15, 16 years old, right? On Real Madrid. There was one season where he won 3 MVPs. During his career there, he had 216 matches and they won 7 titles. All he did was win, be the best. Comes into the NBA, what happens? Kills. Next guy up, golden child. He's the one getting compared to Michael Jordan because of his numbers. This, that, and the third. Gets to the conference finals. Gets to the final. It's honestly very similar to LeBron. Is this the professional trauma that Luka needs to become a top 5 basketball player ever? A lot of people think he was going in that path already. Is this what catapults him and sends him all the way up there? Because a bit of it is healthy, right? When it comes so easy for people and you never get doubted, some people become stagnant in that situation. And what does Luka Doncic elevating look like? What does that mean for the rest of the NBA? Only time is going to tell. But the fact that this happened and has humbled him, someone that's gotten so much already, I think it's going to do something really positive for him. That pain and that grief, I think, is going to turn him into a demon. And I mean, if we've already seen him cursing everybody else out, imagine what's going to happen next. Imagine. And I think that's honestly something that's super exciting. So, Rob Pelinka is just, like I said, just a fucking masterclass he's been putting on. Absolute masterclass. Just what a guy. What a guy, man. What a guy. I guess the other thing for me, in looking through Luka's stats, right? You know how people always talk about, the Euros versus the Americans. At 16, between what, 15 to 19 or 16 to 19 years old, however old Luka was, a teenager was dominating y'all in the professional league. A teenager. And y'all think you could still beat NBA teams? Listen, I get that Luka came over here and he's very good. Extremely good. But as a grown man, he is yet to win an MVP or a championship in the NBA, which he did as a teenager in Europe time and again. And we still want to have this conversation on NBA versus the world. But I don't know shit. Now, I can't end today's show without at least mentioning Kevin Durant, right? And honestly, I'm gonna take a look right now on Shams because apparently Kevin Durant wants no parts of going back to the Golden State Warriors, which I'll be honest with you, it doesn't surprise me. I went over it just a couple weeks ago. Let me see if I have the video up actually. Where is it? Did I put it up? But I did just talk very recently about how, Kevin Durant's personality is, you can't take that away, right? And the fact that, in this video, is there a Kevin Durant problem? I put it up just 3 weeks ago. But I spoke about him moving all over the place when he was in Baltimore, in high school, not really liking the vibe of some place, wanting to move on. Like, the report of him not wanting to go back to Golden State is not a surprise to me, like at all. So that doesn't surprise me. I do think it's interesting that he would consider going to the Miami Heat because, and maybe I'm bugging, but Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, in my mind, is not better. Maybe it's just me. Is not better necessarily than Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, or even just Devin Booker. I'd be really surprised to see him go to Miami, even though Miami's trying to trade Jimmy Butler away. So, excuse me. We'll see what happens with that. But we also got to touch on this Kyle Kuzma trade because now we have Kyle Kuzma going to the Milwaukee Bucks, and what does that mean for the Bucks? Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of Kuz. Does he have talent? Can he be solid? Yes. Will he be? I don't know. And granted, Chris Middleton has been injured quite a bit this year. Maybe that was just the reason for it, right? The thought behind it is wanting Kuzma to just be a healthier version of Chris Middleton, not even a better version necessarily, just someone that's available. And honestly, all things considered, Kyle Kuzma is kind of a discount version of Chris Middleton, right? Chris Middleton was so good during their championship run. I'm curious how they're gonna mesh because, like I said, I don't love Kyle Kuzma's game, but it is what it is. The Washington Wizards are trading Jonas Valanciunas. I did just see that too, to the Sacramento Kings for Sidi Sissoko and 2 second-round picks. The thing that I did read about this, about the Kyle Kuzma Chris Middleton deal is it's a deal for money. Meaning Kyle Kuzma is making less than Chris Middleton, but it also gets them under the cap to allow the Milwaukee Bucks to make more moves, right? Because what I was reading was before making this trade, they were having a difficult time trading Bobby Portis and other players. So this actually opens them up to allow them to make more moves. So we'll see if they are able to do that by tomorrow. We'll see. Yeah, so the Washington Wizards are trading him. A lot of reunion. Levine and DeRozan Bulls. DeRozan and Valanciunas Raptors. Valanciunas and Sabonis Lithuania. Oh, yeah. Wow. That's actually crazy. Well, I wanted him on the Lakes. Who did you want on the Lakes? But honestly, we'll see if there's any more trades. I wonder if they need like a trade deadline tracker on the fucking NBA website. Cause there's just no way. It's 3 p.m. Eastern is when that shit stops. Daniel Tice also got traded. There was the trade between the Rockets and the Celtics. I did see that also. Let's see. Caleb Martin, yeah, I saw that as well. Hornets did a swap with the Thunder. Gotcha. But yeah, man, there's just so much going on right now. There's so much going on right now. I would love to see another big name get traded. Jonas, I see. I would love to see another big name traded, but I don't love this Kyle Kuzma trade. We'll see what happens with the Bucks. I mean, as y'all know, I don't have faith in the Milwaukee Bucks as it is, but we'll see if Kyle Kuzma adds or fucks everything up for them. But only time will tell. I guess. I mean, we're almost at an hour. I'm gonna cut it right there for now. I'll be honest with you guys. I genuinely have not decided if I'm gonna go live tomorrow or not. If more breaking news happens, I probably will. But we are gonna be doing a lot of running around, getting ready to fly out on Friday, and then I'll be back on Monday. But it'll be late, so chances are, I'll probably get on Monday night during one of the games. Probably is kind of what I'm thinking. So maybe we can kick it then, and then we'll be back on our regularly scheduled program after that. But that's going to do it for me for now, man. I appreciate y'all as always just listening to me yap my little what if story. I hope y'all like that coffee date meeting shit. I was trying to copy both of them as well as I can based on what I thought happened, but I hope y'all like that. We are going to get to some more basketball obviously by next week. My New York Knicks put belt to ass on one of the best defenses the Houston Rockets, right? Little 40 piece by Jalen Brunson. You know, it's funny. Last thing, I think Jalen Brunson, because he's such a thinker, I think he's one of those players that gets better as the year goes on. He's gotten better and better. He's becoming more and more efficient. I don't know if him talking to the referees over the course of the season is helping him out, but he's been getting a hell of a lot of free throws lately, so we'll see what happens with that. But we'll get back to our regularly scheduled program next week. If I don't see y'all tomorrow, I will see y'all next week. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Y'all are the fucking greatest. The love has been unbelievable. Elijah, as always, thank you so much for pulling up and hanging out. Bruce, thank you so much for pulling up and hanging out. Oh, I thought you were about to go. No. But yeah, we'll be we got a trip for the weekend. I'll be right back. I'll be right back on Monday. So if I don't see y'all tomorrow, I'll see y'all on Monday for sure. But until then, y'all have a good one, man. Before I get out of here, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. It really helps the channel out. Thank y'all so much, man. And as always, y'all could have been anywhere on the internet. I mean, anywhere. The internet's crazy. You could have been anywhere. You could have been chat GPTing. But y'all were here with me, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. So thank y'all so much, man. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll see y'all later. Y'all have a good one, man. Peace. Thank you guys so much as always. I'll see y'all later, man. Later. Peace.